we all want to raise money smart kids. So today we are going to talk about 7 money lessons that you should be teaching them. This video is sponsored by Trademore. Hi, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Tasha with One Big Happy Life, and we make videos about how to find balance, build wealth, and live happy. So if you're all about creating a life that you want on your own terms, then we make videos to help you out with that. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single video.
I don't know about you, but when I was in high school and middle school, elementary, they were not talking about money, which means it is up to you as parents to teach your kids about money. And it is really, really important because you don't want them to get in any trouble later.
So today we thought we would share 7 essential money lessons. And no, we cannot cover everything that your children need to know in a single video, but this is a great place to start.
Okay, so remember, broad strokes here. So the very first thing is to teach them what money is. So if they're young, keep it very basic, that money is used to buy things. Even if they're older, keep it basic, because that's basically all it is. It's what we use because it's much easier to use money as opposed to other things to trade. Like, you don't want to be trading chickens for a car. That's how it used to be.
And on the opposite side of this idea of what is money is that everything that your children sees, that it costs money. So the house that they live in costs money. The clothing that they wear, the things that they see in the store. And just from a young age, getting your children used to this idea that everything has a price and that money is a thing that is used to buy all of the things that they see in their life, they can start attributing that value to everything they see versus expecting everything to just kind of be free and available to anyone that happens to want it.
The second thing that you should be teaching them, now that they know what money is and the value of it, is where can they get it? What do they have to do? And start with something that they know the most about, which is probably you and your job, how you get money. So talk about your profession, talk about your education, what you had to do, and what you do at work, and how much is your work worth, and or what kinds of things you sell. Like, just talk about how you do it, and then go from there.
Next up, you'll want to explain to them how they can start earning money so that they can buy some of the things that they want. And this can start at a really, really young age, like having your kids do some extra chore or assist you with something that they wouldn't normally do in exchange for a dime or a quarter that they can slowly add up to then take to the store to purchase a new item.
Number 3, you teach them how to spend it all. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Teach them how to save it. And start small again. Think about piggy banks, clear jars where they can see the money going in and stacking up, getting bigger. Don't talk about interest or anything like that if they're little. As they get older, then you can introduce the concept of, well, a bank account and compound interest and the miracle that it is, and encourage them to start saving up for things that they want to buy that are expensive or their future, those kinds of things.
Number 4, you'll want to teach them how to prioritize. And this is where we decide what's important to us, the difference between needs and wants, and how we want to spend our money. Because if your child is like most people out there, they're not going to start off in a position where they have so much money that they can absolutely afford all of their needs, like saving for the future, saving for retirement, saving for a house, and also all of their wants. And so they'll need to make that decision and figure out, well, how do I balance these things so that I can maximize my money?
For example, there was a time when Alexis came to us wanting the latest and greatest cell phones because all of her friends had them at school, and we had to sit her down and talk to her about, well, how important is that latest and greatest cell phone to her? Like, is that really how she wanted to spend almost $1,000 on a phone? And so we asked her, well, what do you really need out of a phone? What do you want it to do? And basically it's, I need to talk, I need to text, and I need to do some apps. Well, good news is that lots of good phones can do that.
And then we also asked her, well, how long do you expect to have this phone? And so, given the useful life of the phone, how much do you really want to pay for this phone? And what else are you willing to give up in order to have it? And then we said, and are there any other reasonable alternatives that can help you cut the cost on the phone while still getting all of the benefits that you want out of the phone? And the answer was yes, trade more.
And so what Trademore does is they sell used cell phones. And there is a wide selection. It's not just cell phones. They also sell tablets and smartwatches. So it's a wide selection. And so what Alexis did is she found a new phone and ordered it. And I'm going to open it right here. And so when you order them...
By new, he means new to her, because obviously it is a
gently used phone. And every single one of their phones goes through a 30-point inspection before they list it. And here it is, little box. And it comes with free 2-day shipping, whichever phone you get. So that's nice.
And the price of the phone was half of what it would have been brand new. So that is an excellent deal. And the other thing is that they will also take money for your trade-ins. And so they sent us this box. So Alexis is going to put her old phone in here, send it in, and then she'll get the credit to offset the cost of this phone. And so Trademore is an excellent way to help you get a new phone for your child, help them save up for a new phone for themselves, have a newer model phone without having to fork over all of their hard-earned piggy bank cash in order to get the kind of phone that they want.
And the whole process was really, really easy. So Alexis had no trouble selecting the phone, finding her phone's value, and being able to do that whole thing.
And so we're able to show her through the cell phone as a smaller example of a great way to get exactly what you want while also spending less, that you don't have to automatically go with the more expensive, newer thing, especially something like a phone, which frankly, as a teenager, she has lost her phone before and has had to fork over the cash to buy a new one because we weren't going to bail her out of it.
Yeah, lost in some water. It happens.
Oh my gosh.
Rice phone.
Rice phone. If you guys haven't seen that vlog, we'll link to it down below. And while you're at it, check out Trademore. We'll drop a link in the description box to their website so you can go on there and check out great phone deals for your kids.
Number 5, it's time to introduce goals. Their financial goals. So start getting them to think forward about not just what they immediately want, but things that they will want in the future, or things that are very expensive that they will definitely have to save up for to be able to reach.
Now, all of these concepts, they're not just valuable for children. They are concepts that are useful throughout your life. And so when we talk about budgeting and saving money, we always say that you must first start with your goals and your vision for your life. You must identify what is truly important to you so that you can allot your money accordingly to the things that really matter. And so the sooner we teach our children that lesson, that the purpose of money is to help facilitate the things that we want and to avoid spending it on the things that we don't want, then it will be so much easier for them to manage their money. Number 6, teach them how to budget/create a spending plan. Budgeting is an essential part of money management. Think of it as a daily practice to help care for your money. And so to make sure that your money is going exactly where you want it to be. So the sooner we get our children into the habit of actually looking at the numbers and seeing where their money is going and always knowing where their money is going, the better it is for them in the long run.
Now, in some ways, the budget for the younger kids might need to start with some pictures or something like that, like pieces of a pie. I think that would work as a budget. Well, if you start with half a pie and you put quarter pie here, that kind of thing. But then it can get a little bit more advanced as your kids start earning money for doing extra chores or whatnot. And then you can show them the income, the expenses that they have. Maybe they constantly buy something, or not constantly, but consistently buy something. They can have their expenses and then teach them how important it is that you have some money left over at the end of the week.
And speaking of complicated budgets, as your children get older, invite them to come and look at your budget, because the best example is a real life example of the budget that helps your children's lives be what they are. So don't be afraid to show your children, this is how much we make. This is how much goes to the mortgage. This is how much goes to the utilities. So they can see what a bigger, more complex budget of an adult life actually looks like.
Number 7, teach them to have a good money mindset. Having a healthy relationship with money is crucial to get your child to start developing really good money habits that are going to stick with them in the future.
And that'll help them build wealth over the course of their lifetime. Yes, money does not buy happiness, and that's one of the things that we need to teach our children, that more things doesn't equal more happiness. But it's also true that too little money can lead to a lot of unhappiness, because at the end of the day, money is used to buy the things that we need to just survive. So we want our children to have an abundance mindset when it comes to money, and versus a scarcity mindset. So an abundance mindset believes that no matter what's going on, you can figure out a way to get where you want to be, versus a scarcity mindset that's focused on just the issue right here at hand and just surviving. Because what that does is, staying in that scarcity mindset, it stops them from being able to do future planning, which will help them improve whatever situation is going on. So you want to teach them that they're capable of navigating their way out of financial difficulties, that they will happen, but that they have all the tools that they need to survive it.
And that positive relationship with money is going to help them also keep learning about it. If they're afraid of it because they don't understand it, or they think that it's bad or outside their wheelhouse, then they're going to be worried about really getting into the more difficult money topics. If they're comfortable with it, then that's going to be easy for them.
And so that brings me to number 8, knowing how our financial system works. Now, all of our previous money lessons focused more on the internal and personal behavioral habits, but it's also important to understand the external financial world. So how do banks work? How do investments work? How do contracts work? What are credit cards? How does compound interest work? What's an APR? All of those things, as parents, we need to walk our children through these things so that they understand these financial concepts before they're out on their own, and all on their own at 18 and able to enter into financial contracts.
And the earlier you start with your kids, the more that you're going to be able to give them as tools that they can use as an adult. So definitely start young, don't go too deep, but by the time that they're graduating high school, they should have a really comfortable grasp on money, budgeting, and also the financial institutions and things that they're going to see in the real world. Now that we've covered these 8 essential money lessons to be teaching your kids, don't think that you have to stop there, because you should not stop there. Keep going, keep teaching them as much as you possibly can.
And special thanks to Trademore for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check them out by clicking the link in the description box below. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.